Hello. How are you guys doing? Good to see y'all. Hey, Mon. At least the skies are now blue for the future. Clouds have all gone. Were there clouds when you first sent them to me? I'll have to double check. So, we were supposed to stay up and watch a movie tonight, but hubby crashed. So, here we are. We'll have to take a rain check on the movie. Do that tomorrow. Hey, Sandy Wandy. Thanks for coming to hang out. Here it got up to the 70s and it was muggy. Ooh, that doesn't sound muggy. Like 70s is fine to me, but muggy doesn't sound fun. Hey, Bella's Whisper Farmstead, Kristen. How's it going? I have to say, I'm very partial to your name. I'm a fan of Kristen's, no matter how they are spelled. I love all Kristens. Now I say that, and somebody's going to think of like a famous Kristen that's like a terrible person. So probably shouldn't make blanket statements, but this Kristen is awesome, you guys. She has a really cool channel about homesteading that I'll post the link for in just a second here. Hey, Scratch and Pete PA, how are you? It's good to see you. Hey, Susan P SID. Oh wait, I clicked the wrong one. Yo, my chat thing is moving. Awesome. Hey, good to see you. And let's see. Who have I know I've missed somebody. I had to. Hey, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Thanks for coming to hang out. And thanks for sharing my link earlier. I really appreciate that. That was really kind of you. I'm still weird about like sharing it out and like I'll share it out on the like Lifeboat Facebook group and on the Discord, but I still am like kind of self-conscious about like, well, I don't want to be like taking over someone's space to like, I don't want to be like, I feel weird talking myself up. So, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll get over it eventually. I will, but I'm not quite over it just yet. Hey, Danielle, good to see you. Thanks for coming to hang out. Let's see. Oh, so yeah, we have Georgia friends here. People both in area parts of Georgia. Hey, Mary, my sister. Both my sisters are here today. Mary and Mon. It's a good day. It's a good day. Y'all are here to keep an eye on me. See, Mon says, "Hey, middle sister Mary." I guess I'm the younger sister. Hey, thanks for putting up Bella's Whisperland Farmstead link, Mary. I appreciate that. So, like most days, I don't have a topic today, guys. I just thought, hey, it's Saturday night. There's some people who are hanging out at home or maybe hanging out somewhere where, it's easier to chat and connect over a phone or a laptop than it is to, maybe there's not humans readily available that you'd like to converse with. So, here's an alternative. We are most of us humans, I think, although you know what? I'm not going to put it past the universe that maybe somebody is actually like a dog or a cat that has learned how to type really well. Um, but you know what? Everyone is welcome, regardless of species, as long as you're kind. So it's great. So if you'd like conversation, whether that's with humans or with cats or dogs who have learned to type, here is a place. So I hope that you guys are having a good night so far and having a good weekend. Sandy Wendy, you are right. I don't have a topic, but I do have a talking fish head. This is Herman. Hello, guys. Welcome to the live stream. I hope y'all having a good day. I'll go swim over here so I don't freak anyone out. I do have to like get him, I don't know, like uh preserved in some way, but I don't even know how you would do that. I don't even know how you go about doing that. Um, but that's Herman. He has become the official spokesfish of my channel. Um, I have a strange menagerie of things. Although Miss Dragon Menagerie is really like hers is Miss Dragon's Menagerie, but I have a strange collection of things here. I have a talking fish head that is our mascot. I like to read and discuss books, and I like to do karaoke, and I like to talk about mental health and just chat. So we are running the gamut in terms of topics here. We may as well throw in something else random there too, like I would take up mukbang, but I don't like to eat really fast on camera, so it's not really my forte. But if anyone would like to throw in another genre on the pile, I'm happy to take it. Um, Actually, one of my playlists is just called Trying New Things, and I started it initially when I decided to try eating raw jalapenos for the first time because I'd been watching Chase the Heat and people eating spicy things, and I thought, "What's this about? Why do people do this? I'm just gonna see. I'm just gonna see." And then it occurred to me like trying new things in general is a good thing, especially if you're, I don't know, homebound or stuck inside or just kind of in a rut, like in your day to day life. Trying new things can really, like, it can wake your brain up in a different kind of way and can help you feel more activated to do more of the things you want to do. And it doesn't have to be eating spicy things. Like it can be super simple. It can be like going to a different grocery store than the one you usually go to. It can be like buying a different brand of milk, and that sounds really mild, and that is really mild, but so, like, if you're really not into, dramatic changes, that's a good place to start, but it has a physiological effect in your brain. It gets your brain to shift its focus, and it gets all your happy chemicals firing a little bit more just because you're having to think about what you're doing and where you're going more than when you were just doing all your habits. I'm glad that you rested this evening if you need it, Mary. I know that y'all had a really busy day the other day. I saw your Greek festival content, which was really, really fun to watch. It looked like a blast. But I could see where you might have gotten tuckered out. I would have for sure. Yay! Miss Sunrise Dawn broke 100 subs. That's awesome. I want you to share it here too. I think you should share your own link here. Although if you're like me, like when I'm on for Mary and I pop in, like I always forget to share my own link unless she tells me to. So I'll remind you, drop your link. If you're a mod here, drop your link. Please do. Don't neglect yourself. That's important. Let's see. Let's see. Time to party, Dawn. That's right. I'm doing okay, Mary. I'm doing okay. I had an emotional day at work yesterday because I told my team I'm leaving. And like I have no sentimental love lost for the corporate structure, like the machine. Like that's not going to miss me. That's going to replace me super fast. Won't even notice I was gone. But I do have, I do feel very, fondly of the people I have worked closely with over the past 7 years, the people that I've been on the same team with for 7 years, and who I've been managing for 2 years. Like those people I talk with on a day-to-day basis, and I spend a lot of time just talking about life with them, and we've gotten to know each other really well, and so it's a tough thing. It feels kind of like breaking up with people or something. But they all took it really well. They understood. Um, they're still processing. They're still probably going to reach out to me and tell me I'm being a jerk at some point, but they seem to understand. My reasons were not them. Yay, you have 115 subs now. That's awesome. Wait. Woohoo! I'm so excited for you, Miss Sunrise Dawn. It's kind of like it's kind of neat seeing the number start to tick up a little bit, right? Like it's kind of a good feeling and it's kind of a surreal feeling. Like it was, I feel like it was just a minute ago. Like I got to 100 and I thought, really? 100 clicks? Like even if there's not 100 people that watch this, there's 100 people that thought it was worth the time to click the subscribe button. And in a world where attention span is like 7 seconds, if you took out 2 seconds to click a subscribe button, then I must have got to you some way. Something must have caught your attention. If I got two of your 7-second attention span, I just got to figure out what it is. But I don't want to worry about it too much because I feel like if you start worrying about it too much, the magic disappears, right? Like whatever's making it work for me is making it work for me because I don't know what it is. That's my theory anyway. So it's kind of interesting to me to tinker around with like what got more views and like analytics and things like that, which mine are tiny, teeny tiny, but it's interesting to tinker around with, but don't I'm afraid to get too wrapped up in it, because I'm afraid it'll become something I didn't intend for it to be. I really want it to stay just about, connecting with you guys and getting to know each other and having a good time and expressing ourselves and being ourselves. It's really what I want it to be about. I don't want it to become something else. Yes, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing your mods, share your own channels, please, or share each other's channels. Holy moly! Mary Blessed to Crochet is 10 away from 600. What? That's amazing. I remember your goal was to hit 500 before your birthday in June. We're not even in June yet, and you're 10 away from 600. That's awesome. That's a bomb. That's amazing. That's so cool. And I know you've been working really hard to like connect with people and grow your channel and um you've been hauling butt and taking names. So I think you deserve it. That's awesome. Oh, what I miss, what I miss. Yeah, I agree. I think you'll be at 600 by tomorrow for sure. This is a great channel too that Sandy Wandy is sharing actually. If someone could copy and paste and if a mod oh, no, Sandy Wendy is a mod. Okay, cool. So it's already linkified. The channel talks about the stresses of toxic relationships, especially at work. Please subscribe. I need to watch that. I have had it on my watch later list for a while, and the topics do look really, really cool, and it does look really, really well done. Um, I haven't yet because I think the last time they went live at the same time as the boat, and so I put it on my watch later list. I can't remember exactly why. That may have been it. That may have been it. Warren Shaw, my new job will be I'm going back to working as a mental health therapist. I'm not moving geographically, like I'm going to be living in the same place, but I'm not working for corporate anymore. I'm really excited because that is what I went to school to do. I got my license to do that, but I've not been using it for a long time. I've been working for a health insurance company and I've learned a lot and there's been good and there's been bad, but it's not, I miss working with people. I miss helping people on an individual day to day basis. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll be starting the new gig on June 10th. So I'll have like a commute, which I haven't had in a while. So I'm weirdly excited for it. I know that sounds crazy, but like, I've learned about myself over the past however many years now that I'm a person that needs to be moving. Like, I need to be out and interacting in some way. I don't love crowds and I get overstimulated in like cafeterias and stuff like that, but like I need to be out and like connecting with people on a deeper level and like sitting at home at my desk all day long staring at screens and instant messages didn't it wasn't good for me personally. Some people do great with that. Um, I didn't do great with it. It affected my mental health, my physical health, and everything else, that is affected by that. So I'm excited. Yeah, Mary. All I wanted for my birthday was to reach 500 subs. So sometimes when you give blessings, you get more than that's true, Mary. Mary, you do a lot to help other creators too. Like I know you've done a lot to like help me find ways to grow my channel. Like you've, turned me on to Tuber chat and stuff like that. I think you were the one that taught me how to drop links as a mod in a chat. Like I didn't even know how to do that. So Mary is a person who does a lot to help out other small creators and talk them up and share their links. And like I see Mary like in every chat that she's a mod, like sharing everybody's link, like trying to encourage people to go check out other small channels. So that's much appreciated. Much appreciated. And my laptop finally decided to cooperate. Yay! So I'm hoping to get some live streams done this coming week. I'm excited. I'll be excited to see your live streams, Miss Sunrise Dawn. You're great. I loved talking to you on here. I'm excited to see you live stream on your channel as well. So I'm super stoked for you. Yes, we will absolutely watch. We will be supporting you. Okay, Steerus goes live 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'm horrible at this. I just want to get clocks that showed the different time zones because I can't math in my head, you guys, even if it's just two. It's a rough time. It's a rough time. So 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 1 hour ahead of me, I think, on Central Standard Time. Yeah, yeah, it's 1 hour ahead because that way, East is the future. Don't ask me why it's this way, but in my head, it's this way. East, I know that's not really East, but in my head, it is on a map. On a map, that's East. New York and everything is that way. Don't ask me why. It just is. It is what it is. Completely off topic. Nothing you say is completely off topic in here, Miss Sunrise Dawn. We don't have a topic. We don't believe in that today. But I have our two oldest cats sitting with me. They're both around 13. Oh, I love seeing your kitties. That makes me so happy. Mm, I love that. That makes me happy. How do they act around the live streams and the people? I know you've got the two that always attack the screen when Tommy and Reese are on. How do the old kitties react when people come on screen? I'm looking forward to my wand, Mary. My crocheted wand. I'm looking forward to that. That's really kind of you. I know you're doing a lot of projects for people right now, so that's really kind. Thank you. I have time zone dyslexia. Yeah, yeah, see? Sandy Wandy gets it. I have the same issue. Thank you, Mon. Thank you. Thank you for doing the YouTuber thing for me. Please hit the like button. I would be most appreciative. If you're not feeling it, you can also hit the thumbs down button. Just don't be a fence sitter. Have the courage of your convictions. Say what you mean and mean what you say. If you don't like me, hit the thumbs down. If you like it, hit the thumbs up. Um, if you're neither, I don't know how you ended up here, but have a great day. Janet G says, "Sadly, I'm allergic to cats." Oh man, Janet G, I feel you. My husband is terribly allergic to cats. From what I understand, most cat allergies are like you get itchy eyes, you get a stuffy nose, that kind of thing. He gets like an asthmatic reaction, like his throat closes up and he can't breathe, and it's not good. When we first got together, I was living with my folks who actually had a cat at the time, and he was only able to come over to the house for like an hour at a time before he had to leave because he couldn't breathe. Um, so for me to get my kitty cat, I love cats though, so it's hard for me. So I do have a dog. He's sweet. He's not in here right now. He's sleeping in down the hall with my husband. He decided to crash out early down there, work security for him tonight. Um, but I have to get my kitty cat fix by seeing other people's kitty cat pictures, and maybe one of these days I'll go volunteer at a shelter or something. Got to get my kitty cat fix. Looks like Mary has the same problem. We got some cat allergies in the house. That's a bummer. So I'm a dog person. Me and Apollo. Oh, Apollo's a cute puppy. He's a cute puppy. Josh is the same way. Mary, cat allergies. Cat allergies can get really bad. They can get like that asthmatic kind of reaction instead. It's interesting. Like we used to go to like estate sales and stuff every now and then, like sometimes just for the heck of it, and sometimes to try to find like props for shows and plays and stuff because he's a theater teacher. And if we walked into a house that a cat used to live in, he could walk in and like just by breathing, he could go, "Yeah, a cat used to live here." It was pretty wild. It was pretty wild. Guess the auto speech didn't work. I knew what you meant, Mary. I knew what you meant. It's okay. It's okay. I knew what you meant. So the oldest two cats probably couldn't care less about what you're doing. They're both usually really chill. One male Oreo and one female Sasha. Sasha. I don't know why, but I like people names for animals. I don't know why I really like that. Um, I mean, obviously, like other names are great too, but for some reason, that just always kind of makes me go, oh. Absolutely. Janet G says, "We did have a cat for my daughters. Her name was Pisces, but my girls named her Alan or Alien." Let's say Alien or Alan. Alien. She flew down in a spaceship from the planet Zulu. Okay, it must be alien. They drew her with antenna in a spaceship. Adorable. Oh, that is really cute. I love that. I love that Miss Sunrise or I love that Janet G. Sorry, Miss Sunrise Dawn popped up next, so I'm like reading ahead. Zulu. I love it. Isn't Zulu isn't Zulu in a book? Or am I imagining that? Isn't Zulu a planet in a book, like a sci-fi book or something like that? I could be wrong. Oreo does get hangry around feeding time. What does a hangry cat look like? Like, I remember when my cat was hungry, he would kind of walk around meowing insistently, like, "Meow, meow, meow, meow." That was his particular meow. He was like, "Meow, meow." It was like this little up, down kind of thing. Sandy Wendy says, "I have asthma, but cats don't trigger it for me." Well, that's good. I'm allergic to alfalfa, oat, hay, sycamore trees, and mold. Well, that's a bummer about the other things, but at least you don't have to worry about the kitty cats. Um, okay, that's why the name sounded familiar. I knew it from somewhere, but I didn't know where from. Zulu is a tribe in Africa. Thank you, Sandy Wendy. Thank you. I didn't know it was a planet. I don't know. I don't know. Like, now I want to look this up. But before I look this up, and before I get too, like, off the rails, not that I had any rails to start with, you guys. Actually, yeah. Yeah, we have no rails here. What are you talking about? There's no rails here. Just be nice. That's the only rail. It's the only one I want. Um, let's see. Yeah, I want to share Monica's photos from the future. You said that the clouds are gone now, Mon, but they're beautiful though. Like, wow. And this is on the ocean too. Man, I want to go to Australia so bad. It looks so pretty. Look at it's the water and the beautiful blue sky with the fluffy clouds. That's the future, you guys. That's the future. It's looking good. It's looking good. It's so beautiful. I love the way the clouds look there. Thank you so much for sharing those, Mon. I really love the future pictures. They're pretty great. Oh no, the cat smacks you if you get close enough and hisses at some of the other cats. That's how he is when he's hangry. Well, I mean, they do call it hangry for a reason, I guess. The Zulu name, they must have heard it somewhere. Their twinship fostered a lot of hilarious creative play. That's right. I remember you telling me that they are twins. Did they have that did they have that kind of effect that people talk about where twins kind of like sort of like they get each other, like they kind of know what the other's thinking? Um Not necessarily like supernaturally, but I think there's some kind of connection probably. Did they have that? Mary says Mocha came with the name Mocha, and Christina didn't want to change it. However, Christina doesn't like coffee. Well, I don't know. I think of mocha as just like chocolate, really. I mean, a cafe mocha is a type of coffee drink, but I think of it as just chocolate, you know? And mocha is mocha. Mm. Mom says my cousins had a very fluffy cat. The cat's name was just Cat. Gotta love it. It's straightforward. I appreciate a straightforward name. I think if I have another child, I'm gonna name them boy or girl. My auntie came home and the 3 male cousins were mopping up milk they had spilt with the cat. Oh, we got a part. We got a part. Let me see where'd the next part come. Oh, I lost it. Or maybe I just don't have it yet. Oh, here we go. Cat's new name became Princess Mop. I like that. That's a better name than just cat, especially considering what happened. Oh, Janet G has a request for future photos. Janet G has a request for the landscape as well. There's a piece of music called Planet Zulu. I wonder if it's good. I wonder if it's good. All right, Scratch and Pete PA, thanks for coming to hang out with us, and thanks for leaving it running to give us a little bit of watch time. I really appreciate that. I'm going to pop up your link again for your channel here in just a second. I'm so excited that you came to hang out with us. Always good to have you. And thank you for hanging out and watching some of my other videos and leaving a comment here and there. I really do appreciate that very much. I love the feedback. Guys, so I was talking to my husband today about how I have this channel, and it sounds silly, but, like, so he knows I've had this channel. He has known, but he hasn't watched it, and, not out of any particular reason or anything, just hasn't, and then he was like, "Oh, I don't have your link," and I'm like, "Oh, it's just my name, like, look it up," and so I gave him the link one day, and then I was like, "Just don't watch it when I'm around because that feels weird." Like, hearing my own voice in the background feels very strange. But anyway, um y'all give me the feedback on the karaoke videos, and I usually get very kind feedback, like, people are nice. I'm not trying to, I know there are vocalists that are, like, a bazillion times better than me out there. That's not why I do that. I do that because it's fun. Um, but my toughest critic will always be my five-year-old son. For some reason, he has a thing where he does not want me to sing songs unless he chose them specifically. Like, case in point, today we're in the car on the way to go somewhere, and his reaction is, "No!" Whenever I start singing anything that's like, not what he chose or what he wants, he says, "No!" And then earlier today, actually, it was funnier because he wasn't as loud about it. He just said, "Wrong." I can't remember what I was singing. I was even singing a song that he likes, like a kid's song. I started singing a Blippi song, and even then, he just looked at me and he's like, "Wrong." So, he's my toughest critic. He likes when dad sings. I don't know. Hey, Rick Spicer's in the house. Thanks for coming to hang out, Rick Spicer. I appreciate you. Hope your day's going well. It is going pretty well. I hope your day's going well, Rick. It's good to see you. Oh, okay. Mom says I can't get to the actual beach as I have an infection in my big toe. Oh no, I'm sorry about your toe. I hope it gets better very soon. I hope you have all manner of medicine and wound care and whatever you need. Oh, because that sounds like not fun at all. I'm so sorry. That stinks. Y'all check out Rick Spicer's channel too, if y'all get a chance to, because he puts up really funny, fun content he has a lot of like shorts that just kind of are great for like shifting your attention. Like if you're in a bad mood or, kind of down or something, he has a lot of he has a fun sense of humor. So y'all check him out too. Oh, thanks, Miss Sunrise Dawn. That's really kind of you. I was letting your channel run on my TV on mute the other day to boost your watch hours. I looked up at one point and saw myself. Kind of weirded me out for a second. Hello. Yeah, that's a surreal thing, isn't it? Oh, I was watching what was I watching? I can't remember. I had on my phone, I think I had Chase the Heat on, and, I was also cooking and stuff too, and then the video ended, and I turned my back to it, and then my husband walks by, and he looks at the phone, and he's like, "Hey, it's you," and I'm like, "What? What do you mean, me?" He's like, "Yeah, you're singing," and I'm like, "What?" And I looked at it, and it had, auto continued to one of my videos. I think I started popping up in my own algorithm because I rewatched one of mine to try to find a timestamp that somebody referred to in a live so I could reply to a comment, and now my channel thinks I just watch me all the time, which is like, "No, channel, that's not what I want." But it is surreal to just randomly look up and see yourself when you're not expecting it. It is surreal. He does have a good sense of humor. That is one of the things that we have always had most in common is we have the same sense of humor. We both have we both have like a dark sense of humor that also gets goofy sometimes too. Um, a lot of our jokes would not be fit for public consumption. Like they're not appropriate because we both have very dark senses of humor. Zulu is a movie based on history in South Africa with British soldiers and the tribe of Zulus. I think late 1800s or early 1900s. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to check it out. But I have other things on my movie list that I need to watch, uh, that I haven't seen before. There's a lot of movies that people say are really awesome that I haven't seen. And there are also a lot of movies that I saw, like, 10 years ago, but I don't really remember that much because I wasn't retaining information very well 10 years ago because I was just doing too much, you know? I was just doing too much. So, it's actually kind of fun sometimes now, like, it could be discombobulating, but I choose to think of it as fun, that I can pop in a movie that technically I saw 10 years ago, but I can approach it like it's brand new and, like, enjoy it like it's brand new. Sometimes as it continues on, I'll get to parts where I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I'm pretty sure I know what's gonna happen next," but I can still enjoy it as if it's brand new. So, I don't know. Specifically with movies that I saw around a particular period of time, though. There was a particular period of time, like, I call it, like, past Kristen, like, past evil Kristen, uh, like, when I just wasn't making the best choices and I wasn't retaining information very well, so those movies that I saw then are all kind of, fuzzy, fuzzy. "Oh, no, Mon. Janet, it actually is infected. I have a very unsexy dressed giant big toe." I'm sorry for your big toe." One for Mon's big toe. It sounds like people make fun of, like, toe injuries as not being that big a deal, but they can really be a big deal, and, like, that's how you walk, right? Like, that plays a huge role in how you get around and your comfort and moving around, and, yeah, it can be downright debilitating if something like that gets bad enough. That's right. You're famous, Miss Sunrise Dawn. Rick Spicer is correct. You are famous. You're on TV. Oh, had a slight ingrown toenail removed, the doctor. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's no fun. No fun at all. I'm so sorry. That stinks. Oh, I didn't know this. Michael Caine was very young in the Zulu movie, so it's very old. Oh, here's a funny thing that I learned. So, Michael Caine has a British accent, right? If you want to say his name and sound exactly like he does when he says his name, pretend you're actually saying the phrase, "my cocaine," and just say it fast. "My cocaine." Now you sound just like him saying his own name. And now you can do a British accent, at least just for Michael Caine. No, no Pilates, until it heals up. Yeah, that's a bummer. Any ETA? That sucks. I'm sorry, Mon. Yeah, feet can be serious. Oh, you broke your big toe. Ouch. Like that hurts just thinking of it. Like, and the crappy thing about broken toes is that they can't really do much for them. Like you can't really usually can't like put a whole cast on it. The most they can do is what's called an anatomic splint, which is where you just take a piece of tape and you like wrap it around to the toe next to it that's not broken to kind of stabilize it. Um, that's about all they can do. So it's a bummer, and you're supposed to try to stay off of it, but I think I would go nuts, like, oh, actually, I know that I would because when I was 17, I sprained my ankle really bad. I jumped out of a tree, and that sounds worse than it is. It does. I was at the park with 2 of my friends, and it was like a nature preserve park. It wasn't busy at all, but there was a tree, and we decided we were all gonna climb up in this tree and sit and hang out and chat and smoke cigarettes, which is what we did. So after about an hour of sitting up in the tree, like cigarette smoking monkeys, we decided, "Okay, it's time to go. It's time to climb down." So I'm looking from the limb I'm at, and I'm thinking, "This isn't that far up. Like, it's not. It's gonna be fine. I'll just hop down. It's not that far up." Which would have been fine, except that there was a root that was like sticking up out of it, out of the ground, and my foot landed on it just perfectly or just terribly, depending on how you look at it, to like turn it this way. And my ankle swelled up so badly it looked like I had a baseball on the side of my foot. It was ridiculous. But I sprained my ankle. I had to do the whole boot and crutches thing for a while, and I went stir crazy because I wasn't supposed to drive because it was my right foot. I wasn't supposed to, like, and I couldn't walk around and run around as much as I wanted to, and Yeah, it was not fun. So I didn't use the crutches as long as I should have. I didn't let it heal up as long as I should have because I was just too stir crazy and I just couldn't stay still that long. So, I guess I'm kinda like a horse that way. Like, it's bad for us if we mess up the legs or the things that let us keep moving because we gotta keep moving. Like, probably here with you guys is the most I like to sit, and that's probably, I can sit for about an hour at a time, and then I gotta, like, do this. Like, my desk, like, I can adjust it to a standing desk, and so sometimes y'all see me and I'm, like, doing this because I'm standing up. Ooh, ouchies. Oh, it'll probably take a long time for toenails to grow back, though. It was an impressive movie, Sudan, but sad about the slaughter on both sides. Oh, that must have been Susan. Oh, okay. It was about Zulu. Oh, okay. I thought there was a different movie called Sudan. Okay, gotcha. Ooh, ouch. Miss Sunrise Dawn says my mom broke her jaw as a kid by falling out of a tree. She said she actually had a branch go through her jaw. Ouch. Holy guacamole. That sounds painful. Wow. Wow. I feel like I was dumber because I jumped. Like, I kind of had it coming. My little toe, I break about every 3 months. No way. I'm a cow. It's 4 times normal size. Forever now. Haha, what a cow. I appreciate the rhyming, Rick. I like it. I like it. Mom said that she and another kid were racing to the top of the tree. She always says, "I got to the top first and I come down first too." Oh, okay. Okay. The silly thing is, so, like, about my ankle spraining, so I was 17 and I was supposed to go spend the night at my friend's house. So I was friends with a family and they had siblings and there was a sister and like 2 stepbrothers that I was friends with, and we basically were all friends and we all hang out. But whenever it came time to like spending the night, I would be like, I'm spending time with my friend who's the girl. So my parents would be chill with it, not thinking about how like everybody lives there. It didn't really matter though. But I was like, well, I've got this plan to go spend the night. So I'm not going to let this ankle thing get in my way. So so we're trying to like get back to my car after this happens. And my 2 friends who were with me told me, you passed out for a minute. We had to like limp you, like sort of half carry you to your car. So that wasn't good. But I didn't pass out again and we got back to my folks' house, and I was just gonna be gathering some, like, clothes and stuff for the overnight, and I pulled down my jeans over this baseball-sized swelling up ankle, and just, like, played it off like nothing happened because I was like, "I don't want this to get in the way of my plans." Like, I don't want my mom to see this and take me to the ER because then I'm not gonna be able to hang out with my friends all night. So, I'm not sure, like, what I did with the pain of it. I think I just didn't care, or I don't know. I don't know. I really don't remember. But yeah, I walked around the house. I walked up and down the stairs. It was a bad sprain though, so I don't know how I did that. I really don't. I think I limped maybe. But then when we got to my friend's house, their mother was a physical therapist for a living. So the jig was up. She was like, "Kristen, let me look at your ankle." And I was like, "Okay." And she looked at it and she looked at how swollen up it was and she said, "Okay, Kristen, we're going to the emergency room. We're calling your mother." Oh, the jig was up. My plan did not work. My plan did not work. Mm, I agree. I agree. Miss Sunrise Dawn's poor mom. Bad enough she broke her jaw, but then a branch added as well. Miss Dragon, hey, it's good to see you. Much love, everyone. I'm exhausted. Well, if you want to just hang out and chill and listen and fall asleep, that's cool. I hope that your hubby's doing well, and I hope that you're doing well and getting some time for yourself to rest here and there too. Um, I know caring for someone is a lot sometimes when they're still healing up. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Miss Sunrise Dawn says grandma loved telling how it was laundry day and she was in a halter top and short shorts. She ran out the door when mom fell and didn't realize she was barely dressed till she got to the hospital. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, sometimes when stuff like that happens, your adrenaline just kicks in and, like, you could end up someplace, like, bare feet or something, like, just because 'cause you're just go, go, going. Oh, currently, Miss Dragon, I'm babysitting my three-year-old granddaughter and my mother-in-law's youngest child right now, like, they're here with you right now. More power to you. Godspeed. I'm always up and down to take care of my one little human, and he's almost 5. He'll be 5 this month. Like, I'm feeling some kinda way about it, actually. Uh, I mean, I'm excited, but I'm also like, "When did he get to be 5?" You know? I feel like I just brought him home. I really do. But then also sometimes I feel like it's always been this way. Um, yeah, gosh, it's a trip. It's a head trip for sure. Kids grow really fast. Missed my mother-in-law and father-in-law passed away and left me in charge of their youngest kid. Wowza! Wowza. How old were you when they did that? Gosh, gosh. I mean, they must have very muchly trusted you, but that's um, it's a huge thing. Wait, there are mother-in-laws and father-in-laws that have kids younger than you 2? I'm not sure I'm following. Oh, okay, 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 now I'm following, like, they had, like, kids spread apart in age or something like that. I agree, Ma, Donna is a good woman for sure. Missed. My granddaughter's easy, I just give her melatonin. Listen, we support some melatonin in this house. My kiddo's not on any pharmaceuticals, but we support some melatonin from time to time when needed, when needed. When the running around all day doesn't quite tucker him out enough, and sometimes it doesn't, because he's just like his mama in that regard, actually. Sometimes I can be super busy all day long, and you would think, "Gonna sleep great tonight, gonna be good." Nope, get my second wind, and then I'm like, "Hey, let's go live and talk to all my YouTube friends." But it's worked out for me, you know? Like, if you can't sleep, may as well do something positive with that, or fun anyway. Yeah. Miss Sunrise Dawn says, "Grandma, she called Papa and work and told him what happened and said, 'But before you come up here, go home and get me some clothes.'" Nice, nice. Sunrise, you know how it is. Hers is 58. I'm not sure I'm following the 58 part. I may have missed something in the chat somewhere. Also, Numbers and Kristen. I mean, we try. We try to hang out. Numbers and I try to hang out. Like, we do as much as we have to, but guys, I'm the person that pulls out a calculator to calculate a tip. Like, it's, I can do a lot of things. I'm good at some things. Numbers in my head is not one of them, you know? It's okay. I have a calculator in my pocket. It's fine. I'll get by. I'll get by. Yeah, absolutely. I can tell, yeah. I could see why somebody would trust you with something big like that, Miss Sunrise Dawn, because 'cause you're a very trustworthy, reliable person. Um, I agree with Rick there for sure. Oh, okay. No, I was being funny. My husband is their youngest kid. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Oh, I see. I get it now. Okay. Miss Dragon was saying one of her children is her husband. A little slow on the uptake tonight, guys. Sorry. A little bit of a blonde moment there. Just a little bit of one. Um, Missed, I feel your pain. Theirs hubby is 52. Occasionally, spouses can feel like additional children, depending on what's going on. Depending. What is the running gag is the idea of the man cold? And I don't wish to offend any men here because maybe a cold virus does physiologically affect somebody with a Y chromosome differently. That's totally possible. That's very possible. Um, but I have seen it play out in my relationship that we will both we'll both get the cold and I'll have the cold and I'll be like taking out the trash and like making dinner and like doing all the things and like not comfortable, but just like getting it done. And then he'll be like, I'm dying. And he'll like take to the bed for 24 hours and you won't see or hear from him. Um, maybe that's not everybody, but that's what we see happen in our house. And I don't think it's mean to say that. I think, I've told him that before. He knows that. Janet G says, fun fact about melatonin. It's actually a powerful supplement for cancer prevention. No way, really? That's awesome. They're learning good things about it all the time. Well, that's fabulous. That makes me even happier about it. Mm, Rick, I don't know if this is funny or sad. I'm gonna say both. I'm gonna say both. Rick says idea. How I deal with pain. Helpful tip. I lie to myself. All better, see? That is kind of what I did when I sprained my ankle when I was 17, but it did not make it all better. I still had to go to the emergency room and get an x-ray and get a cast and get crutches. I think the lying to ourselves works temporarily, for like a few minutes at a time. But then if it continues, it snowballs and things get worse and worse and worse and worse. So I would use that strategy sparingly, very sparingly, like that very top of the old food pyramid, where it's got like fats and sugars, like limited amounts. Let's use the lying to ourselves, limited amounts, right? Right. That's my 2 cents. Just my 2 cents. Mom says I had a girl serving me at a checkout in the supermarket and used her smartwatch to work out how much change she needed to give me. Oh, see, I can actually commiserate a little bit, but when I worked in retail, the register told me how much change they needed. So, like, that wasn't an issue. I didn't have to feel like I was looking dumb. But I know we're laughing, but I'm not that far off, really, I'm not. I don't have a job where I have to make change for people anymore, but, um, I probably wouldn't do much better than that girl in the checkout. Miss Sunrise Dawn says, "My hubby gets into just as much, if not more mischief than the 5-year-old." Nice, nice. Do we have to clean up after them? Hopefully, we don't have to clean up after them as much. Oh, yeah. Okay, apparently it's kinda universal, at least with this group, about when men get sick. Uh, and again, disclaimer, we speak in generalities, not 100% of the time. I'm sure out there is some man who's, like, handling a cold just the same way as, stereotypical, like, "Oh, I'm miserable, but I'm getting it done." I'm sure there's somebody out there, but we are speaking of our personal experiences. Yeah, the lying to the self, Rick Spicer, the common response, "I'm fine." The thing about people asking you how you are and the saying, "I'm fine," it's become like such a polite social convention to just say, "Hey, how are you doing?" That, like, it is difficult sometimes to know when someone is, like, asking seriously and wants to really know what your life is like, or if they're just saying that because that's a salutation and that's just what you say. Um, I've kind of defaulted to thinking probably at work, at least the work I'm at now, when people ask that, they probably are just using it as, like, a basically a replacement for the word "hi." So, they just get that rote, "Good, how are you? Good, how are you?" That kinda thing. Um, but I kinda try to figure that, like, people I know better and, like, friends probably wanna know a little bit more. Um, I try not to, like, just launch right into, like, vomiting my whole day at them, but I'll, like, try to test the waters of, like, "Oh, it's been a rough day. Thanks for asking." And then if they ask me to tell them more, then I might vent to them, but I have before had difficulty identifying when to spill the whole story and be perfectly honest, and when they're just saying, "How are you?" because that's what you say. That's one of those weird social norm things that is, I don't know, I don't understand. All right, then. So Mom says there are studies on man flu and it exists, and they now believe men have menopause. No way. I guess I could kind of see that though. Like, like for women, it's just like very obvious that, certain hormones stop, certain physical processes. Probably as men age too, they have natural hormone changes as well. That would make sense. They probably produce less testosterone, maybe. I don't know. I haven't researched this, but that kind of makes sense. It's probably just not as obvious or dramatic as like menopause for women. But I will say that I see on practically every street corner around here men's testosterone clinics, which are like, to my understanding, like men go there to get testosterone supplements, usually in the form of like these gels or creams. But you got to be really careful with those because if anybody else touches them or even gets a little bit on their skin, it affects them a lot. So they've got these warning signs all over them. And I don't know. I don't know if it's like a legitimate thing. It might be a legitimate thing that's needed. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But then I wonder if sometimes it's also just people like not wanting to age, you know? I don't know, I don't know. What's always funny to me is we have a zillion of these testosterone clinics around here, like men's T clinics, they call them. And then usually in the same, so we have a lot of strip malls here. I don't know what parts of the world you're in, but North Texas, Dallas suburbs, we have a lot of strip malls, which is just like a little like a building with like several different suites in it. And it's not like mall sized, it's not like supermarket sized, but it's just kind of in the middle. It's a strip mall. And they usually have something like a nail salon, a dry cleaner, some kind of dentist or orthodontist, a chiropractor, and like a donut shop and like maybe one other restaurant. And then some of them are combined differently. Like some strip malls, like the ones with the men's tea centers, usually also have a CBD or kratom type sales place too. I don't know why. I don't know why, but they usually live next to each other in the strip malls. It's just what I see. I'll take a picture for y'all sometime. Miss Dragon says, if you ever give change to a person, coins first and then bills. If you don't, the coins will slide off the bills onto the floor. I never thought of this. I can't remember if that's how I did it. I can't remember if I did it correctly when I was working at cashier at registers though. But that makes sense though. I do remember when I worked in the mall, people still wrote checks. People still hand wrote physical checks. And we would get them frequently enough that I had to be trained on how to handle them. And we had this whole process. They wrote a check, and then I had to take their license, and then I had to write their driver's license number across the top and what state it was from, and then put it in the till, and then like put it in the bag to go into the bank safety to not safety deposit box, the bank box at the end of the way in the morning. I saw so many checks. I don't like y'all know I've never written a check at a store ever. Like, I've written them for bills. I've written them to pay people back for things, but I've never written a check at a store ever. I wonder if the grocery store near me would even still take them. That's something to look into. I'll let you guys know. Oh, bummer. Miss Sunrise Dawn says, every time my hubby gets sick, without fail, he tells me he thinks he's dying and means it. Problem is, he actually was close to dying. I didn't believe him at first. Boy, that cried wolf. Oh, wow. Oh, that's rough. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Sunrise Dawn. I'm sorry. Testosterone drop when all. Darn it, I'm bad at tests. Tests, I get it. Testosterone. I love that, Rick. I love your humor. It makes me happy. Jenna G says, I worked as a bank teller when I was in university. To make change, you just count upward. See, you've already lost me actually. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. You've already lost me with that statement. But I'm gonna try to stay with you. I'm gonna try here. So easy. If it's 3.79, you just add a penny and two dimes and a dollar to get five rather than subtract. That completely went over my head. Like, if I could try to describe what happened in my brain when I read that, it's like static. Like, like I read it and I could say the numbers, but like the actual process that you're describing, my brain is just like, and I promise that, I got, and this is what happened to me in math class throughout my life as a child too. So I just got really good at faking like I could do it. But I'm sure that tip works for most people. I'm sure it works great for most people. I'm sure it does. Miss Dragon says, "Kristen, I think I've been married longer than you've been alive." I don't know. I'm 37 years old, Mist, so I don't know. I mean, if you've been married longer than 37 years, then maybe. I don't know. Okay, yeah. Okay, then you have. I got married in 80. Yeah, then you have, because I was born in 87. Well, then, and you've been married to the same person that whole time? That's amazing. I almost never meet anybody for whom that's the case anymore. Oh, Mon too? Nearly 40 years? Wowza! You guys are my heroes. Wow! How did you do that? How did you not just, like, lose your crap? How? Like, I think that I mean, this wow. I just think that's awesome. You clearly, like, found your person and you, like, just committed to them and, made it work, and I just think that's awesome. That's awesome. Oh, you mean the different strip malls, Rick Spicer? Are you sure they're not massage parlors? I don't know, man, some of them could be. Like, so around here, we have, like, clearly legitimate, like, massage therapy places, right? Like, they're licensed and they're advertised that way and everything. But then there's also, like, places in strip malls that'll say stuff like, "1 hour massage, $39." And I'm always kinda like, "Really? Only $39?" Like, I don't know. And then they're open at, like, weird hours. Like, we have this one, like, I don't live in, like I live in a nice neighborhood, like, it's safe and everything, like, it's but it's like but there is one place that's not too far from me that it's, like, open at weird hours, and it's, like, $39. So but I don't know. Maybe I'm just judging a book by its cover, but it's open at, like, 10 o'clock at night. It seems like a weird time. It's across the street from Home Depot. So I don't know. I don't know. There's a special blue tablet? What have I missed? I missed something. Or the special blue tablet as well, Kristen. I have totally lost the plot. Special blue tablet. I don't know. I don't know. Wow, that's awesome. Started dating at 18 in February of 85. That's awesome. Oh, and Janet G's been married 32 years. That's awesome. So this is great. So like I'm surrounded with like people who have had a lot of longevity in their marriages and have like clearly figured out how to make it work. Um, I'll have to get you guys to share your secrets with me. That's amazing. That's amazing. Um, every day I wake up and I'm just like floored that my husband hasn't divorced me. Like every day I'm like, oh man, I'm still here. um, I can be a pistol, you guys. I can. At my job, registers didn't count change for us. I was taught how to count up to give change back. Like if it was 372 and they give a 10, hold on, I'm gonna like like if it was 372 and they give a 10, I would give 28 cents to make 4. Oh, to get it up to the nearest whole dollar amount. Okay. And then 6 to add back up to 10. I probably wouldn't be able to do that in the moment. Like, it sounds like it worked for you. I probably wouldn't be able to do it in the moment. I probably would have, like, tanked without a calculator. I would have tanked. Frick. Testosterone clinic with a happy ending. Oh, I get what you're saying, like, are the testosterone clinics massage parlors? I don't know, I don't know. I think they have actual doctors in there that, like, prescribe, like, steroid creams and stuff not steroid creams, but, like, testosterone creams. Mon says, "Congratulations to you as well, Janet G. Or though in Australia, you get less time for murder." Like, then the length of the marriage? That's insane. Oh, wow, Susan P. has been married 39 years. This is amazing. Like, how did so So you guys, it's so uncommon for people to stay married that long now. Like I feel like statistics show that people split up and marry and remarry a lot more than that. So somehow I've got all the people in the chat that like have like maintained incredible longevity in their marriages. I think that's really, really cool. I think that's awesome. And I like the idea of, like, picking a topic one day as, like, being, like, relationships or something like that, except that I feel woefully, like, inadequate in leading a discussion like that because, I mean, while I can give direction on basic things, like, don't be a jerk to each other, communication is important, yada, 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 like, I don't know what makes it work for 39 years. That's amazing. That's awesome. Like, I don't know how to make that happen. That's flipping magic, you know? Miss Sunrise Dawn says, "Miss Dragon, I was almost 9 when you got married." Oh. Nowadays, Miss Dragon says, "Monica, he started a conversation, half was in his mind, the rest was out loud. I was like, oh, 30 more years of this." Nice. Nice. Sunrise is on the edge of Gen X, apparently. I maintain that although I am technically an elder millennial, I was raised more like Gen X. Because it was still like, my mom would still, like, in the summers, like, just let us, like, go run amok around the neighborhood, and then come back for food or to cool off. And from what I understand, that's more Gen X style. 1979. My parents were married in 1979, and my very first boyfriend ever when I was 15 years old, who was a music buff, told me that 1979 was a really good year for music. I just thought that was it's a weird combination there. So there's something dangerous that happens on StreamYard, you guys. So when I click to show the comment, it also very easily, if my hand is just a little bit one way or the other, it'll be like, "Do you want to block this person?" I'm like, "No, I want to show their comment." So I hope I haven't accidentally blocked anyone ever. I don't think I have, um, but I don't know. Miss Sunrise Dawn says my parents will celebrate 54 years in October. Wow, that's amazing. That's awesome. That's awesome. Mon says, "Rick Spicer, and here I thought you were 21." Rick Spicer says, "15 years for me, I'm a bit much." So you mean you have only been married for 15 years? I can relate to the being a bit much. I will have been married 10 years this summer. Um, he survived, you know? He survived. I guess he levels up after 10 years. I don't know what he levels up to. Oh, Mist says, "I don't have the patience to retrain another." Oh, I lost my patience at times. He and the boys knew it. So that sounds like that's normal. That's normal to lose your crap from time to time. Jana G says, "Good question, Kristen. How did I not lose my mind married to my husband for 32 years? He's so smart, has to be for his job, but he's so dumb." I think we all have things that we're smart at and dumb at, right? Like when it's someone that you live with day in and day out, the things that each other are dumb at grate on your nerves in a different way, right? Oh, okay. Mon says, "Dear goodness, I'm definitely not married. Mine was horrendous, had to escape." Oh, wow. I'm sorry for that. Yeah, that's not good. I'm so sorry. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. The blue tablet, I see. Okay. Gotcha. 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 The medication. I wasn't sure what we were referring back to. I don't know. They probably prescribe Viagra at testosterone clinics. I don't know. They might. I've never been to one. Mm. I was married to my first husband for 14 years. Shouldn't have stayed that long. I have heard that from people a lot too. It's like people feel like they stayed with the first one too long, like it got worse than it needed to. Hmm. Rick Spicer says that it's it exactly, Mon. I'm pretty immature. You live once, make it great. My motto. I like that motto, Rick. Once make it great. I like it. I like it. It's concise but accurate. Don, congratulations to both your parents. My parents would have been married 60 years this year. Wow. Wow, that's awesome. The stayed married secret is don't be an inventor. Signed, Rick the inventor. So not everybody can handle the inventor temperament. Not everybody can handle the creativity and I assume that, as an inventor, you probably are just like sleeping some nights and suddenly 3 a.m. hits and you have an inspiration, you have to get up and invent it immediately. I don't know if that's really how it is, but I imagine that's how it is. And you just need somebody who can chill with that and who can hold down. Miss Sunrise Dawn asked Rick Spicer, do you ever watch Poe, one of the creators I mod for? He ends every stream with, remember, you get one life. You only get one shot. Make it count. I like that. I like that. I think is that Poe on the go? Is that Poe, Miss Sunrise Dawn? I think I'm subscribed to him. I'll have to double check though. I will have to double check. Why do I have all of these notifications on my phone? Oh, some of them are ads. Hmm. Do y'all ever do the thing where you're trying to buy one thing on a website and then it says, "Hey, sign up for this with the text and you'll get 20% off." And you're like, "Okay, I'm going to buy the thing anyway. I may as well." But then you get all the texts and then you're like, "I regret this. I regret this." And then I never even bought the thing. Let me see if I'm subscribed to Poe. I think I am. I am. Good for me. Good for me. Oh dear. Oh dear. Well, hey, Carrie Ann. It's good to see you. Hey, Carrie Ann. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. Oh gosh. Numbers. And let me describe something else that happens for me, you guys. When I see all those numbers like ticking up on the screen like that, if I look at them too hard, they just all kind of blur together. Like they kind of like shift around. Um, I'm pretty sure I have dyscalculia, which is the fancy term for numbers dyslexia. Like words, letters, I'm fine. Like I can read words and letters like all day long and know what it means and all that stuff. But I have a string of letters and I'm just like, what just happened? Am I in the Twilight Zone? I'm an elder Gen X, says Carrie Ann. I like it. I like it. Janet G says, I'm technically a boomer, but was raised like a Gen X. Gotcha. Gotcha. Um, I don't know. Like from what I understand, so my folks are boomers, and from what they've told me is they were raised very much like feelings. What are those? Like they were raised very much stuff your feelings. And I'm not sure that served people in the long run, but it's what they started with. Oh wow, Susan P, you graduated in 79? You graduated the year my parents got married. That's awesome. Hey, this is awesome. Supporting other creators. I love it. Miss Sunrise Dawn says, hey, Carrie Ann, you're on my TV right now. Got it going on mute to boost your hours. That's really cool. That's really nice when you guys do stuff like that. That's really kind. Thanks, Mom. Congratulations, Kristen, and you're both alive for now. For now. Oh, wow. Jen G says, my folks were married in 61, and I've been married longer than they were. Wow. Wowza. Huh. No Poe, the only guy with rank and knowledge to file official. I'm not sure what that means, Rick. Oh, this is really sweet. I love this. Miss Dragon says, hubby and I knew immediately we'd get married. I'm thinking we've done this before in a past life. I love that. I love that. So I don't know for sure. So I'm like very open-minded to a lot of things. I don't know that I believe in past lives exactly, But I do believe that, like, sometimes you meet a new person and you feel like you've known them forever, and there's something to that. And, like, there has to be a reason for that, and I don't believe that that's random, you know? Like, either there's some kind of I don't know, like, they have something in their spirit, in their soul that's, like, that echoes something in someone else you knew that you were very close to, and that you have found that person for a reason, like, to maybe learn something or relate to them in a better way than you did that first time. I don't know. But I think it's definitely something to ponder about, to chew on with your brainicles. Rick Spicer, there's a retired LA cop that's been helping them since he knows their system. His name is Sir Crepitus. Well, that's a fun name. Okay, it's the right Poe. That's good. That's good. Hey, Rolling Stone is here. Hi, Rolling Stone. It's good to see you. I'm so glad you popped in. Well, we'll hang out till Cricket goes on now that we have Rolling Stone here. I'm so glad that you made it. I know this is late. So I kind of think of it as like other people that can't sleep, you know, or other people that just still have stuff they want to talk about or get to know each other better or be silly with. So you have come to the right place. Whatever is going on. I didn't realize that. That's when Gen X started, was in 1965. Okay, good to know. Oh, okay, Miss Dragon. Miss Dragon says, I was raised by the silent generation. They were born in the 30s. Hubby, too. His folks born in the 20s. So my parents were born in the early 50s, and then theirs lived through the depression. So like I remember my grandmother never throwing anything away and like reusing stuff. Like she didn't have much Tupperware she actually bought. She always just reused like the butter tins and things like that you get at the grocery store. But it makes sense because that like my mom and would even like mention that later. It's like, oh, that lady keeps everything. She probably lived through the depression because you're kind of used to that scarcity and making do with what you have and not wasting. Mm, I love this concept, Miss Dragon. I've never heard of that before, but the phrase is just like it. I don't, that resonates a lot. Miss Dragon says, "I'm a person who believes that soul family travel together." I love that. I have to look more into that because that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful way to say that too. I love that. That's really intriguing to me. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for doing the YouTuber thing for me. If you're just joining Kristen, please hit the like button. Or if you're not having a good time, you can hit the thumbs down button too. That's good too. If you're I think all of y'all hanging out here probably subscribed, but check to make sure you are. Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying the YouTuber things. What's happening? Hey, Rolling. I'm so grateful, Don. I used to support the but you important. I don't know who the is, but I'm glad everybody seems to be getting along. That makes me happy. Oh no. Got up to pee again. All right. All right. Well, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back. Thanks for checking in, Rolling Stone. Aw. Y'all are so cool to each other. That makes me really happy. Your parents were born in the 50s too, Miss Sunrise on. Yeah, yeah, 52. 52. Mm, that's exactly why me and Heavy will save everything because we were taught, Miss Dragon says. There may come a time when we need it. I have 3 junk drawers. I struggle with, like, holding on to stuff too. And, like, like when you have a container that something came in from the store and it's a particularly nice container, like, the impulse is always to wash it out and keep it, but then I usually just end up throwing it in a cabinet, so I don't know if that's the best solution either. But my mom is like that too, so I think I probably picked up the habit a little bit. Although every now and then I'll get on just like a crazy cleaning tear and I'll just be like, I have to simplify everything. I want to be minimalist. I want my house to look totally Spartan. But then I'll usually lose steam about halfway through doing that and I'll be cluttered again. Like, I don't know, like that. That to me is not cluttered, but I think to most people that looks cluttered. I'm working on it though. I'm working on it. My desk is more cluttered than that. I've got Herman. I've got Herman, our fish mascot. I've got my little crochet people that I was given as a gift. Little potato, little broccoli. I always end up with a lot of stuff on my desk. And like I'll clean it off periodically and then it'll be beautiful and clean and organized and I'll think, I'm just gonna keep it this way. This is great. And then like 2 days later, it's like back to looking like a tornado hit it or something exploded. There was a struggle. Signs of a struggle. That's what my desk usually looks like. There appear to be signs of a struggle. This is awesome. I'm behind in the chat. Rolling Stone says, yes, that generation can have thousands in the bank and cry poverty all day long. So annoying. That can happen. There's that impulse to like save and hold on to things, even if you're not using it. 3 junk drawers, man. Thanks, Carrie Ann. Thanks for pointing this out. Carrie Ann says, hey, I forgot to hit the like button. Seems some of y'all forgot too. If you forgot, go ahead and click one of them. Click one of them. Miss Dragon says, I feel ya. I have a 2-car storage area instead of a garage. So growing up, my folks never kept the cars in the garage ever. It was always just like the junk place, like where you put all your junk. Um, but I thought it was very cool and very novel to be able to keep your car in the garage. And I thought that's awesome because then when it rains, you don't have to worry about going out in the rain. Your car is going to last longer. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. Um, I had a boyfriend whose parents kept the garage clear so they could keep their cars in it. I think that was their habit in part because they were from Wisconsin, where it's way easier to deal with your car in the morning if it's not covered in snow. So I remember being able to like ride with them someplace and they would get out of the car in the garage. And I thought, that's awesome. So many years later, when I moved and had my place, I parked my car in my garage. My husband uses his half of the garage for his stuff, but I park my car in the garage and I love doing that. Yeah, throwing away stuff can be hard, especially like for me, it's not like I have a sentimental attachment to all my junk. It's more like I look at it and it's like overwhelming. And like I know that the key is to try to like break it down into small like sections. Like you can do just this corner of your desk and then this corner of your desk, or you can do the trick, the timer trick, where you just set a timer for like a predetermined amount of time, like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. And then you just say, well, I'm just going to clean for 5 minutes. When the timer goes over, I'll stop and I can switch to something else. Just doing that has helped me too. But my desk is not as bad as it has been in the past. So we're going to be okay. Oh, wow. Janet G says, my parents were born in the last 1920s. My grandparents in the late 1800s. Wow, that's so cool. But my mom and dad were very socially forward and that they changed with the times. Yeah, not everybody does that. In the 60s, they were quick to champion civil rights. In the 70s, they were about kids having a voice and so on. Today, my mom is 94 and uses email and an iPad. Gotta love that. Adaptable and smart. That's awesome. Good night, Rolling Stone. You have a great night too. Thanks for stopping by to hang out with us. I'm always happy to see you. Norwegian decleaning. What's that? That sounds intriguing. Finding places for stuff I actually gave Steve Molesky, my 12-foot Doctor Who scarf and Sonic Spork. Wow. Wow. Finding places for stuff. Like you already gave it to him, so now you just have the spot where it was. Is that what you mean? Oh, okay, you added it. I'm sorry, I sent Steve Molesky my fourth Doctor Who scarf and a Sonic Spork before he crossed. Wow, that's nifty. That is great. I agree, Mon. That's so beautiful for Steve before he crossed over. That's great. Janet G is in a huge purging phase and decluttering big time right now. It feels fantastic. I would love to get into a purging, decluttering phase. Um, but whenever I start trying to clean a thing, my kiddo starts to make a mess in the next room. So I get this room clean and then I have to go clean that room. And then he goes back to the room I was in and he makes a mess in that room. So it's kind of like, I don't know, like cleaning and decluttering right now feels to me like washing your car when it's raining. Like that's what it feels like to me sometimes. So I'm just trying to like keep the excess stuff to a minimum and trying to like throw away stuff like mail, like junk mail and stuff, like try to like just get it out as soon as possible. Like one touch, like don't let it linger. I'm trying to do it that way, but I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't in, like, survival mode when it comes to the clutter thing. Yeah, uh-huh. Miss Dragon says, "There's a big issue with people who are ADHD. We just can't handle it. We get overwhelmed, like, with junk, like, on a desk and stuff like that, or, like, a big room that needs cleaning." I've never been formally diagnosed with ADHD, and I don't think I have that. I think I have my own things that get in the way of my focus. I don't know. Adderall made me feel really, like, up and, like, energetic, so, I didn't have that paradoxical effect like some people get, like, they say people with ADHD will take Adderall and calm down. Well, I never had that, but it did improve my focus a lot, but I didn't feel, and then I just abused it, so, like, yeah, like in undergrad and college, so not for me. What? What missed? Your dad's tiny and he got kicked off of Facebook. Well, I got put in Facebook jail once for about 24 hours, and I mentioned something to my aunt, and she said, "That must mean you're doing something right." So, I don't know. I I would love to know what he got kicked off of Facebook for. Was it by Facebook or by family that were like, "Yeah, grandpa, you don't need to be on our Facebook pages." I agree with Janet. It is epic. I don't even know. So I've been in Facebook jail once and I still don't even know why. I think because they didn't give me that. I think it was because I shared a meme that had something to do with hunting and there was a pew pew in it or something. I think that was it, but I'm still not positive. And so it's like, what's even the point? Like, if you're not going to tell me what you put me in Facebook jail for so I can avoid it again, then what is the point? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's probably just to remind everybody, "Hey, this is our platform. We can do what we want." It's probably just to, like, you know, showboat or whatever. Mom says, "Miss, you've got so much more mischief to get up to beat your dad if you're gonna be kicked off of Facebook." Oh, I love it. Miss Dragon says, "Mom, give me time. I'll do it." Love it. I love it. I'm almost caught up with the chat, I think. Yeah, I'm excited to see you do your walking lives again, Miss Dragon. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. Swedish death cleaning. What is that? I've got to look that up. Read up on it. It's meditative and you get rid of stuff. Okay. Okay, maybe I could do that then. Is it like you have to pretend like someone's died and you're cleaning out their stuff? Is it like that kind of thing? Or maybe I should just look it up. Miss Dragon says, "My poor house is in chaos. My dishes are clean. I haven't put them away. Laundry's done, but I haven't folded it and put it away after today. I'll be vacuuming as soon as the granddaughter leaves." Yeah, my house is always in chaos. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Um, and it's been in more chaos lately because like the time that we would spend to clean, we are working or chasing our child around, and we do try to get him involved in the cleaning a little bit, but he's not as He's his executive dysfunction stuff is not there. Like, he can do very specific cleaning things that you if you, like, stay with him and, like, walk him through it and remind him to keep doing the same task. But it's tricky keeping things clean right now. My house is kinda cluttered, not gonna lie. So let's see. Okay, I love funny stories. Miss Sunrise Dawn says, "I don't know why, but this brought to mind a funny story. Growing up, my dad had a couple of close friends that he did a lot with. They nicknamed each other, and none of them ever really remembered why. Peter was Fat Cat, his handle as a trucker, and Lee and Dad were both Crook. Again, I don't know why. Lee came to visit our church once. When he walked in, Dad, without thinking, yells across the room, 'Hey, Crook!' Talk about getting some really weird looks. I thought Mom was going to pass out. Yeah, because nobody in church knows that's the nickname. So they're like, "What? Who's a crook? What's going on?" Huh, okay. So he was banned by Facebook, says Miss Dragon. Her father was. They tried to say he was commenting too fast. He told me he hadn't commented on anything that day. That's weird. I don't like that. How dare they ban him? That's awful. Swedish death cleaning. I'm gonna have to look that up. It sounds really metal. Like, Swedish death cleaning sounds like something a metal band would be involved in. It sounds really hardcore, like harder core than the cleaning I am accustomed to. Miss, I love this. Miss Dragon says my dad got kicked out of first grade for putting a snake in his teacher's desk. I love that. I love it. You know what? If I were that teacher and a first grader put a snake in my desk, I'm not even mad. I'm I'm looking at it to make sure it's not venomous. And then I'm like, "Okay, kids, let's all gather around and look at the snake. What kind of snake is? Why don't snakes have legs? How do they smell?" Like, that's gonna be a class now. Like, I don't know. But I'm a weirdo, and I don't get the heebie-jeebies from snakes and bugs and stuff, usually. Like, I have a healthy respect for certain snakes and spiders and stuff, like, the ones that are venomous, I have a healthy respect for that, and, like, I'll get out of their way, I'll give them a wide berth, but, like, I don't get the heebie-jeebies from them. The only things I get the heebie-jeebies from are parasitic worms. Ugh. Like, I can't, like tapeworms and stuff like that. Ooh, like, that's the only one that I'm just like, "Ah, I can't. Just get rid of it." But all other bugs and critters, I'm pretty fine with. Like, I'll scoop them up and put them outside or whatever. Miss Dragon says, "We get rid of stuff our kids don't have to," is Swedish death cleaning. Oh, I see. We get rid of our stuff so our kids don't have to. I got you. Oh, that makes perfect sense because the idea is like when I pass away, whoever's in charge of all my stuff is going to have to go through all my stuff. And that's really, if you have a lot of junk, it's a lot. That makes sense. My youngest has ADD. I would tell him to do something and then I would ask him to repeat it so I knew he heard me. Yeah, I think that's good advice. One day I texted him when he was like 19. I said, "Do the dishes." I get back, "I don't want to do the dishes." I say, "I don't care. Do the damn dishes." I like it. No nonsense. I'm here for it. No nonsense. I keep forgetting. I found this really cool video like on YouTube about how to like stay motivated through like chores and things like that. If you have an ADHD or neurodivergent brain that struggles to stay motivated. It's like if your brain works a different way, it's like you need all those like little incremental dopamine hits to stay motivated or we're just like, what's over here? Like it loses its luster. Let's see. I want to find this ADHD video I sent because I thought it was really, really to my friend who has ADHD said it was really, really helpful. But I'll have to go way back up in my messaging history to see when I shared it. Well, I'll come over here and check the chat first. Oh, wow, missed, really? He has a Mensa level IQ, so they didn't even bother with the fact that he got kicked out of kindergarten, first grade, immediately in the second grade. Wow. Wowza. I know one person that was in Mensa before, and she was really smart, but like, I don't know. She didn't seem, I don't know. I've known people that were that smart, so I don't know. Mensa, I think you also have to pay dues to be in as well. Like you have to take it, you have to show that your IQ is a certain thing. You have to pay to be in it as well. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah. Miss Sunrise Dawn says Rick Spicer, they were more like family than anything. They had kids mine and my sister's ages, so we all became really close too. I'm friends with all of them. That's really cool when that happens, when you get like another family that you get close to and you can kind of help each other out that way. Oh, I love this. Miss Dragon says, if I need to clean, especially in a hurry, I will put on How Clean Is Your House? A British show. I realize my house is not that dirty, but I'll clean while I watch it. Oh, I love it. I love that, Miss. Um, I used to like to watch Hoarders for a similar reason. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Hoarders on A&E. Um, but yeah, it goes into like homes and places like where they're like legit like that somebody has a hoarding compulsive problem, which is a mental health issue, and it's not something that they're doing on purpose. It becomes involuntary, but it still is really like it can be really complicated to treat because if a person's place gets cluttered enough, it becomes unsafe for them. But then their symptoms are also preventing them from letting go of any of the stuff, which then they get stressed out and they, add to the clutter because it's kind of like it's a like continuously adding items is like it's an attempt to cope with something. Like it's an attempt to cope with a really big anxiety or of a feeling of unsafety or something similar to that. So it's like if you're the person coming in and um, trying to help that person like clean up a little bit, you also have to be really aware of like how this is ingrained in them psychologically. And if you try and get them to dump out a bunch of stuff too fast, then it can be pretty traumatic for them. Um, so it's a complicated issue for sure. Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it, Sandy Wandy? I used to watch it all the time. I just don't watch much TV anymore. Miss Dragon says Hoarders is good, but the English show gives you alternative ways to clean with less chemicals. I like that. I like that. I love the alternative ways to clean. I'm still looking for this link, you guys. That one's on dissociation. Yeah, no, I'll have to find it later. Janet G says, I have a cousin who is a legit hoarder. She also has bipolar disorder, lived in the same apartment for 30 years. Unbelievable. She's now in long term care, ordered things and never opened packages, etc. Like hoarding is different. Like for a long time, it was considered a subtype of obsessive compulsive disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder's hallmark is that you have you have obsessions, which are thoughts, intrusive thoughts that you can't control, that you can't get out of your head, that are unpleasant, that you don't want there. The compulsions part comes in as a way to alleviate the stress and the anxiety that comes from those obsessions. So, like, case in point, if someone has obsessive compulsive disorder, one of the obsessions might be, oh, safety. It might be like, oh, if I don't make sure the door's locked, someone's going to break in and my family is going to be harmed. And they're obsessed with this concept that may not be safe. So to alleviate that anxiety, they might find themselves checking that the door is locked over and over and over again and feeling like powerless to not do it. And hoarding used to be considered like a subtype of OCD, and it definitely has some similarities in that people often start to hoard as a way to try to manage anxiety or another negative emotion, but it's more complex. It doesn't seem to occur as quickly as regular OCD. It seems like there's a lot more wrapped onto it. I should probably do a deeper dive on it. and just share that sometime up here. It's a good topic. If I decide to have a topic ever. Yeah, yeah. Janet G, that Miss Dragon says that was my mother. She would order things on the shopping network and never open it. I think that like when you first order something, especially on TV or especially, on the internet, then it can give you a little like momentary dopamine hit that like makes it really, really fun. Hello, deliciously delightful. Welcome in. We don't have a particular topic tonight. We're just hanging out. The only rule is be kind. Miss Dragon says Mon baking soda and vinegar will help push out a clogged drain. I have used that trick before. The ball of tinfoil makes a great scouring pad that you can throw away. I've never tried the ball of tinfoil though. That's great. That's an awesome idea. Thanks for saying hello, deliciously delightful. Doing pretty good. Kind of sleepy now, actually. We've been hanging out for about an hour and a half. And I think you guys Chow just went on. Chow Yun Smut just went on. So I am going to wrap it up with us and share her link. But you guys know I gotta share a couple other links first. This is my little weird dance that I do when I'm copying and pasting my links to share. And if you have been hanging out, if this is interesting to you, please click the thumbs up button. If you're not a fan, please click the down button. It's okay to be polite. I appreciate that. If you want to come see, more of the same, then click the subscribe button if you want to. As always, I like to post the link to the lifeboat here because that's kind of what I am a ripple effect off of. I met most of y'all there and it was kind of the impetus for starting my channel. So I got to share that one. I do see her on it 1 minute ago. So I am going to share her link right there. Chow Yun Smut Cricket runs that channel, and she is a good friend of ours, and she runs a really cool show just like that, a live show where she interacts with the chat like this, and people get a chance to kind of connect and get to know each other. And that's kind of the unique thing about this style. So I'm going to grab her link real quick and share it with y'all. If I can find my page again. You're right, Miss Dragon. Up or down, algorithm doesn't care. It's just an interaction, so it's positive for the host. It does let me see who clicked a dislike, so it does give me a little bit of information. But I think it does still like I don't know, like it helps as far as like getting the channel shared. All right, and there is Chow Yun Smut, aka Cricket. Y'all go if you're still not ready to go to sleep, if you still need some continued connection, hop on over and see her. Thank you for being here tonight, you guys. I wasn't even sure I was going to come on tonight, but I'm always, always happy when I do. I'm always, always happy to see all of you guys. And I'm always, always happy when I get to meet new people sometimes too. So, yeah, thanks. Thanks, Rick. Rick says, thanks for the knowledge and kindness all. Bye. Ripple on. I love it. I love that. Thank you so much, you guys. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.